Hello everyone and welcome back to Around the Farm. What you're looking at here is the new motor for my black pickup. I picked it up tonight from a guy just a few miles down the road from me actually. He's kind of a Ford guru and he's got a whole shed full of motors and everything and so that was awesome. I'm on the fire department with his brother and I got to talking with him the one night and he said, you better call my brother. He's got all kinds of motors. And I mean, the guy had all kinds of Ford pickups and motors and steering columns and every part you could ever want. So I brought this puppy home. The more I'm looking at this and doing some research, the more I'm starting to wonder if the other motor that I took out of that pickup wasn't a 360 instead of a 390, which don't matter to me none because they're pretty much the same and I'd rather have a 390 than a 360. But anyways, I'm going to start tearing into this thing. He said it ran about, I think he said 12, 14 years ago. But he did say it would probably need heads because it had a burnt valve, and I think my heads are all right from my other motor, so I'll probably take them other heads into the engine shop and have him look at them, and then we'll get them put on here. But we'll get the pan off, flip it over, look at the bearings and everything, make sure they're good. If not, we'll throw new bearings in. I'm tossing around the idea of putting a different cam in it too, just to liven it up a little bit, if you will. But otherwise it should just be bolting on what I got for parts and going back in the truck. We'll probably clean it up and paint it and everything since we're at this stage anyways, but I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if it'll be done soon or if it'll be, a winter project or what the case will be with it. That'll be determined by finances, I suppose. I paid $200 for the motor the way it is right here. And I don't know what I'd end up having to put into it. I'd like to keep the whole thing under $1,000 for sure, but we'll see. If I get a little carried away with the cam and whatnot, you never know what I could end up spending. The other decision I have to make is this has a 4-barrel intake on it, and my old motor had a 2-barrel intake, so I have to decide if I want to go with a 4-barrel carb or a 2-barrel carb. But I got plenty of time to decide that. I don't really need to have a decision on that until the motor's ready to go in the truck. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm going to take some stuff apart here. If I find anything interesting or whatever, I'll bring you guys along with. All right, guys, so I got the motor all disassembled for the most part, or as far as I'm going to go with it anyways. Everything looks good. Cylinders look good. The bearings and everything feel good. I'm really kind of torn. I feel like I should probably do them while I'm at this point, but I don't know. They're probably all right where they're at. There's really no play in them at all. I mean, everything is good and tight. It ain't that hard to pull a motor out if I got to do it again down the road, but we'll see. I don't know. I may just do bearings just to do them, but at least rod bearings. I don't know if I'd do main bearings or not, but rod bearings aren't anything too tough. I was really thinking about taking the block in and getting it cooked because there is a lot of crud in the water jackets. But I think I'm just going to do my best to flush stuff out and go from there. I really don't feel like taking all the pistons out and messing with all that. Once again, who knows, I probably should. But I don't know. I'm trying to do this as economic as possible. And so I don't want to spend a bunch of money on it. And I'm sure if I take it to the machine shop, then they're going to say, oh, well, while you're at it, you should bore it and everything else. And maybe I should. But anywho's, yeah, so I guess my next step is to figure out what I'm going to have to put into my heads, I guess, or at least have them looked at. The motor that I got here came with heads that have burnt valves in them, and the heads that I have are off my old motor, I think, are fine, but I should probably take them in and make sure I don't have any bent valves, because I think the one piston did hit the head. So I'll do that, make sure I don't have any bent valves or nothing, and I'm still kicking around the idea of cam. I found a Comp Cams has a thumper kit, and it's supposed to not really affect the streetability of the engine, but it's supposed to make it rumble pretty good, or it's supposed to lope pretty good at idle, and I kind of like that sound, and so I'm half tempted to get myself one of them kits. They are kind of spendy though, so it probably wouldn't be happening soon, but then I can do that comes with valve springs, timing chain, camshaft lifters. I can basically replace everything I need to there and be on my way, because if you can see this in the lighting here, the timing chain is really wore out, and in fact I'm not even certain that it hasn't skipped a tooth, just looking at where the timing marks line up. So yeah, that's where we're at with this. I was hoping to maybe get it in this fall yet. I think I'm going to postpone that. I think I'm going to shove the truck back in the shop, and we're going to shoot for this spring instead. That way I can spread the cost of this out over a little bit longer period of time and spend a little bit of money here and a little bit there instead. But make sure you stay up to date, and I will keep you guys posted whenever I work on it. And thanks for watching. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, and check back for more.